for the Giants this series. Instead of their bats, it's been their pitching that has caused the most problems in the first 2 games. But a red-hot Brandon Belt has the ability to carry an offense, and today he's back in the lineup. Giants, Rockies, next.
We've got day baseball on this Saturday afternoon as we get ready for Game 3 of this 4-game series. Giants, Rockies, welcome to NBC Sports Bay Area, powered by Xfinity. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the Giants have taken it on the chin in the first 2 games in this series. Well, what do they need to do? Well, they need to hit. And this is not a Rockies team that now is a hitting team. It's a pitching team. So it's a different Rockies ball club, that's for sure.
Well, indeed, the Giants do have to crank up their offense a little bit. They were shut down last night, and they also need to pitch better. And on the hill today for the Giants, Chris Stratton has, in his last 4 outings, I mean, his ERA's in the 9s, so he needs to be a little bit better. And also pay attention to his walks. The last 17 innings, he's walked 12. That is uncharacteristic of Stratton. His command today will be the key.
And get out of that first inning. Giants looking to snap a 3-game losing streak. When we come back, hey! It's a miracle. Lineups, first pitch coming up right after this.
Low fares, no hidden fees, vast transparency. And by Jack in the Box. Try the new Cholula Buttery Jack, part of the Buttery Jack family, only at Jack in the Box.
Beautiful Saturday for baseball, and our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Hey, great time to get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. 61 degrees here at the Yard. Lots of sunshine and wind and humidity. Here's the Rockies lineup, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. They've won the first 2 games in this series. It'll be Blackman, Dahl, and then Nolan Arenado. What's new? Parra, Story, and Desmond Walters will catch and hit 7th. Castro 8th, and John Gray 9th.
On the hill today for the Giants will be the right-hander Chris Stratton. Stratton, 27 years of age, 6'2", 210-pounder. He's making start number 10 in the year. Giants are 6-3 in his previous 9, including a 3-1 record here at home. And this is how he gets you out. He goes at you with a fastball about 65% of the time. It'll be low 90s. From a high 3/4 release, you'll see a good curveball slider changeup combination. He'll throw anything at any time.
And the first pitch of the ball game is called high. So we get started on time. Blackman takes a called strike, called by C.B. Buckner, Chris Conroy, Chris Siegel, and Brian Onora from first to third. There's C.B. Buckner. Blackman hitting .265, and he takes another strike. It's 1-2. Hit a home run in the 9th inning last night to kind of put the game out of reach. And the 1-2, and it's hit up the middle, and that's going to be a base hit. So the shift giveth and it taketh away.
Let's take a look at that Giants defense today, playing behind Stratton. Starting in the outfield from left to right will be Blanco, Hernandez, and McCutcheon. Best arm in center field. Crawford, Longoria on the left side. Gomez and Belt on the right side. Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
Here's David Dahl. And a called strike.
A lot of wind in the ballpark today. They say it's going to be an average of 22 miles per hour, and it's swirling. So it will not be fun for pop-ups. It will not be easy for fly balls. And the carry can change. Right now it's to left center and center.
One ball and one strike. David Dahl hitting .274. A couple of home runs. 7 runs batted in. Went 0 for 4 in the Rockies win last night. Hit down in the order last night. Here he's hitting second. Out of play, 1-2. Rockies are 25-20. They're only a half game back now of the Arizona Diamondbacks, who have really got a scuffle going. They're great on the road, and they're average not so good at home, which is usually just the other way around. Hit out into center field. With plenty of room for Hernandez. Blackman goes back to tag, and Hernandez's throw is going to be late. And a good job by Blackman.
So a productive out.
I mean, you recognize that that outfielder has to go back, and in all likelihood he's going to have to backpedal. So that's where you take that extra base. So here's Arenado. He's got 4 hits in the series, with Gerardo Parra on deck. More on the Rockies. They're 10-7 against the National League West. Compare that to the Giants. Giants are 11-14. Arenado takes low. He's 1 for 3 in his career against Chris Stratton. There's a couple of youngsters. This was the corduroy hat day giveaway. It's a good hat. Down low, 2-0.
Great day for your sunglasses.
We had one the other day that I tried on, took home. I know it's a good hat. Got $30 for it at Starbucks.
Nice going. It's corduroy, man. It's good stuff.
2-0. And a base hit down the left field line. So It's more trouble for Stratton in the first inning.
And this time he hangs a breaking ball, and Arenado is just not going to miss the mistake. Let's take a look at the pitch. It's our pitch cast brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company, and that is the absolute pure definition of a hanging breaking ball right out there at the belt. And really, when you throw a guy like Arenado a mistake like that, you kind of feel fortunate that it stayed in the ballpark, given the history he's had against the Giants with the long ball.
And the pitch down low.
Strike zone today for both pitchers. This is not a particularly easy one for pitchers. CB Bucknor, he is an umpire that likes a high strike zone, doesn't have big corners, and it can bounce around a bit. The zone.
Crawford's got it. And Arenado got back. 2 down. And here's Story. Story at 239, lots of power, 10 home runs, 32 runs batted in. Arenado has got 1 steal, so really not a threat. You figure Story's in scoring position when he's in the batter's box. Oh, and 2.
Nice little cutter. The high 3/4 release from Stratton, it gives him a little bit of different movement than you normally see if you're a hitter. Throw that cutter and make it flat. Big 12-6 break on the curveball.
Runner goes, swinging a pop-up out of play. Not necessarily a great jump from Arenado.
Well, I'm not too sure that Chris Stratton was all that happy with the location of that fastball on an 0-2 count. I mean, that was right there on the top of the strike zone. Trevor Story is punishing when you make mistakes up, belt high between the belt and the letters on his chest.
Down low, 1 and 2. Now a good jump, and it's fouled back as Arenado got a running lead.
Another pitch that you're kind of flirting with danger when you get up there out over the plate and that ball is up. Arenado, Trevor Story, they have got that same hot zone, and it's up above the belt. First 5 starts 2-1 with a 2.32 ERA. The last 4 starts 2-2, but look at the ERA. And the opponents are hitting 350. The opposition is hitting 351 against him in these last 4 starts.
And another 1-2 pitch. And this a little pop-up. This could be trouble. And Gonzalez will track it down to end the inning. A run on 2 hits. Make that Gomez. 1-0 Rockies. And is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Blanco, McCutcheon, and then Buster Posey. See his average since April 29th. Followed by Belt, Longoria, and Crawford. Miguel Gomez to start. Then it's Hernandez. Then it's Stratton.
On the hill today for the Colorado Rockies will be the right-hander, John Gray. Gray, a former first-round pick, 3rd overall in 2013 out of the University of Oklahoma. And this is what he has done in 9 starts. 4 and 5, 4.85 ERA, 59 strikeouts in 52 innings. You got a good fastball. You're going to see mid to high 90s velocity on that fastball, and he's going to throw it about half the time. 2 and 4 seam movement. He's got a curveball and a slider. And he's working on a changeup. It's kind of a project. He's a big guy, 6'4", 235 pounds, 26 years old, in his 3rd year at the big league level.
Longoria, Gomez, Gorkis, Hernandez are the only hitters in this lineup that have not faced John Gray. Blanco has. He's 1 for 5 lifetime, and he takes a ball. 1 ball and no strikes. Giants trying to get on the board in the win column against these Rockies. They lost 5-3 on Thursday and 6-1 last night. Gray now working pretty quickly, and it's out of play. It's 1-2.
I mean, you look at Gray, looks like he's in the stretch position. He's on the rubber, but he has a little dance that he does. He kind of rocks on his right foot, right foot, left foot, back to the right foot, and then he goes. There's the rocking.
He looks thinner. 2-2.
I agree. Looks in better shape than we've seen the last couple of years. Still a young man. I mean, he's 26 years of age.
And it's 3-2.
That's what happens. You get the big leagues early, and this is his 3rd year, and he's 25. You learn to work when you get up here. Start taking a look at the guys around you and how hard they work.
Got him. So Blanco strikes out looking.
Take a look at the SoFi pitch track right there, high fastball. You'll see a lot of those called that way from CB Bucknor. He likes that pitch up.
Here's McCutcheon. McCutcheon is 0 for 9 in this series. Does have a little bit of ownage on Gray's 4 for 7. Out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Let's take a look at the Rockies defensively behind John Gray. Starting in the outfield from left to right, it'll be Parra, Blackman, and Dahl. Best arm in left field. Story Arenado on the left side. Castro Desmond on the right side. Tony Wolters, he'll be in the squad putting down the signs.
Buster Posey waiting on deck. It's 3-1. Wind has been an issue in all 3 games in this series. Sure how much an effect it has had on anything. Tap to third, and Arenado does the wise thing, and he gets it on a short hop. 2 down. And here's Buster Posey.
A lot of Buster Posey fans in the stands.
Buster at 301 with a couple of home runs. He's got 15 runs batted in. He's 1 for 7 in the series. Here he takes a strike. right on the outside corner at the knees. 0-2. Giants have had 12 hits in this series. The Rockies have had 19. On the ground and a base hit. It's away from the shift, and that'll bring up Belt.
I think when you have an exaggerated shift against Posey, you open up that right side like the Rockies did. I mean, that's an invitation, especially if he gets down the count 0-2 like he was here. Mistake from Graham that the pitch was up, but look at that hole. And that's all he does. It's just great bat control, drags it right through the right side, gets himself a knock.
Now the Rockies will put on the overshift for Belt. And Belt takes high. 303 with 10 home runs, 25 driven in. He's 0 for 6 against John Gray in his career. But he's hot right now. And a strike. It's 1-1. Had one at bat. He was a pinch hitter last night. And Shaw struck him out. One ball and one strike.
Brandon Belt in no hurry. He will wait you out.
Two and two.
Good hard cut.
And he got a piece to see another pitch.
Comes right down, same location, but with a curveball. Just a nice use of a 2-2 count. He had a pitch to waste. He knows Belt's hot. He's being very respectful, but he's throwing 2 quality breaking balls in the last 2 pitches.
So much for Belt is another 3-2 count. Three and two. They got Posey picked off, and Belt fouls it back. If John Gray looks at all at first, Desmond was sneaking in behind Buster Posey. I think Augie Aguasil said, hey, if you get picked off, I'm going to get yelled at.
That's true. Buster said, well, okay, well then tell me to get back in English.
And he dumps one into right field, a base hit. And Buster's going to make it easily.
And the lead that he got had everything to do with him getting to third base.
I tell you what, he's got more nerve than I do.
So a nice at bat. 25th time this year that he has had a two strike base hit. I'm surprised he's not leading the National League. Who's had more 2-strike hits?
How do you get one over Castro in front of Dahl?
It's impossible.
Here's Longoria hitting at 250. And it's foul. What a good idea.
Let's take a look at the lead that Kite was talking about. You got to have some guts. I mean, he's almost a third of the way there, and there's the tweener off the batter belt.
Oh, and 2. The same setup for Longoria, the way the Rockies set up against Buster Posey when he rolled that ground ball through the right side. And he stays alive by spoiling that pitch. It remains 0-2.
We found out who's lead the league in 2-strike knocks. Odubel Herrera with the Phillies. He's got 26. Belt has 25.
Had 20 of those against the Giants in that 4-game series.
It felt like it.
Well, inside you think is probably there for Gray if he wants it. Instead, they'll go away 1-2.
A lot of pitches for Gray here in the bottom of the first. Gray, like a lot of power arms, he warms up to a rhythm.
Walters is going to come back, and it's going to be out of play. Oh, man.
Dude, bring your glove.
The corduroy hat didn't work. He's booed himself.
He gets it.
He had it with his hat.
All right, let's take a look.
I think I got it.
I got this one. Yep, bring your glove. It's you make the play.
Got him, and that'll end the inning. Giants strand a pair. Second inning coming up.
By SoFi, a modern finance company.
Rockies jumped out in the first inning with a 1-0 lead. It'll be Desmond to lead things off. Desmond, one of the heroes last night, had 4 RBIs in the game last night. And he doesn't waste any time, and he fouls that one out of play. Tony Walters to follow.
just tried to cut that fastball in on that corner. Didn't miss by much. It's important that Stratton establishes his ability to pitch to the corners with that fastball. Just a ball looked like it slipped out of his hand. He wanted to throw a breaking ball. You do that, I guess you kind of feel fortunate when you don't throw it in the strike zone, because it didn't have a lot of snap to it, a lot of roll.
Foul back, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two pitch. Here it is. In the same spot.
Curveball's not working for him yet. What causes you to miss high like that with a curveball is just flying that front shoulder, dragging your arm. You're not getting out front with your release point. You're not cracking the whip, snapping the wrist.
Let's check in with Amy G.
All right, gentlemen, some updates on a couple of Giants who are rehabbing with the AAA Sacramento River Cats. They're currently playing the Salt Lake Bees. Hunter Pence last night 2 for 4. And gentlemen, his number's impressive. Since May 12th, he has hit in every game. He's 10 for 24. He's batting .417. And Mac Williamson went yard yesterday. He was a DH. He hit a 2-run home run. He is playing in the field today. I had a chance to catch up with Mac last night, and he told me that the home run felt almost as good as just getting back in the game. He said he felt great and didn't have any issues regarding that concussion. Dwayne?
All right, that's good news.
That is good news. Hunter Pence went down and restructured his swing. Went to the same coach that Mac Williamson went to. And he's having success. He's hitting over 400 with it. So, intriguing stories coming out of Sacramento. Stay tuned.
So it's 1-0 to Tony Walters. Desmond with his lead. Tries to bunt his way on, and he bunts it foul.
Walters has excellent speed for a catcher. One of the fastest catchers, not just in the American or the National League West, but in all of the National League.
One ball and 1 strike. Two balls and a strike. So Desmond being held on by Belt. This will be pitch number 29 for Stratton, and he doesn't have an out here in the second. Desmond goes. Swinging a bouncing ball to Belt. Belt is going to flip to Stratton and kicks it. Moving over to third will be Desmond.
I think that's an error that should be given to the pitcher.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm writing down.
Belt's thinking second base not there. Now he gives him a lead, a little bit high, but still looked like Stratton took his eye off the ball right there at the end. And in doing so, he muffed the play, and indeed it has been given, an error has been given to Stratton.
And the first pitch to Castro is down low. 1 ball and no strikes, so strike 1 has been hard now for Chris Stratton. tapped over the mound, and it'll be a double play. Coming in to score is Desmond.
Nice play by Miguel Gomez. Giants definitely would give up a run to get the 2 outs and stay out of the big inning. So let's take a look at the turn as the momentum of the play takes him towards the base. He knew this was going to be his and his alone. Step on the base, cross fire, a strike over to Belt.
So John Gray takes a strike. He's 3 for 15. And a high breaking ball taken. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. He still does not have the feel of it.
Does not. Although that one could have been called a strike.
Three and 2.
And this is really what we've been watching the last 4 starts. He just has not had the same type of command with his stuff that we saw him have early in the year when he was just throwing darts with everything. Just a little out of whack.
And a healthy rip and a foul back.
Gray's a pretty good hitting pitcher, but it's already been a good at bat because he's gotten 6 pitches from Chris Stratton.
Foul back. Well, he's out there now, Mike, without a breaking ball, which happens to be a pretty good pitch for him.
Yeah, that's a big weapon. Now he doesn't have the curveball. He's got the slider, which is an easier pitch to control than that big curveball he has. And the inning continues.
Remember, he walked Desmond to open up the inning. Rockies have scored a run here in the second without the benefit of a base hit.
Last 18 innings, that's 14 walks. And this from a guy who has, when he's right, I mean, he doesn't walk anybody. You know, the difference in last night's ball game was when the Rockies had opportunity, they took advantage of it. That's what they have always seemed to do when they get an error made against them or they get a walk to a pitcher against them. They take advantage of those gifts.
It'll be Blanco in left, and that'll end the inning. A run on no hits, 2 walks, and error. It's 2-0 Colorado.
by Redwood Credit Union. Redwood Credit Union offers full-service banking for all that you love. Federally insured by NCUA.
Well, congratulate your graduate with a gift of Giants baseball. Tickets to 2 games and a class of 2018 Out of Here t-shirt. And the packages start at $49. sfgiants.com/grad for information.
Meanwhile, out in the Cove.
Meanwhile, out in the Cove.
Windy day out on the bay today. A lot of whitecaps as you look over across the bay. There you see them. If you're in a sailboat, you better know what you're doing.
Well, I can assure you that if I was out there in a sailboat, I would not know what I was doing.
We'd be in charge of the ice chest.
I might be able to handle something that actually had an engine.
Winds are averaging about 22-mile-an-hour gusts. A lot of swirling wind, pop-ups, fly balls today, and sailing. Not easy.
Here's Crawford. Giants trail by 2. Crawford hitting .292. He's got 3 home runs. He's got 15 runs batted in. And he taps it foul.
They got several lines dropped. It's not the first time they've ever been fishing.
Crawford pops this one into shallow left field, and it's going to fall.
That was an I got it, you take it. We talked about the problems that you're going to see today. I mean, it's entertaining if you don't have a glove on your hand and you're not standing out there in the outfield. I mean, they both just quit on the ball.
And you know what, Mike? They both could have had it.
They both could have had it. Unusual for 2 guys who played as much as they have together to do that. Giants will take it.
Gomez. They'll take it, and surely Brandon Crawford will take it with all the line drives he's hit this year that have been caught.
Well, he's in a good streak right now. You get a few of those when you're hot.
One ball and 1 strike. One ball and 1 strike. On the ground to third. This could be a pair. That's 1. And a bad throw by Castro.
Well, Arenado had to wait for David Castro to get over to second base to cover. And Miguel Gomez has got pretty good speed. He's not going to make it easy for you to turn double play.
Marquis Hernandez hitting .273. And he looks at a strike. Oh yeah, I think they're going to have their hands full with that one for 9 innings.
That's Big Lee. Big Lee. He's in shape.
Outside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yep, changing the scenery for Big Lee.
Down the left field line. Smoked. Gomez on the move. Wotus is going to send him. No, he's not. And it was a wise move. Good job by Parr to dig it out.
Well, he's a Gold Glove outfielder. And one thing that he has learned is footwork on both sides of the field. We've seen him in right field. We've seen him in left field. And when he gets the ball, he gets set up very quickly. And he's got an above average arm. Wotus is thinking, I have a chance to get this guy in, but look at the footwork and how quickly he gets the ball. And Trevor Story has an above average arm at shortstop. So with one out, Ron Wotus saying, I think I'm going to hold him. Wise decision.
Oh, and 1. If I were Stratton, I'd try to bunt this right at the second baseman.
Absolutely try and bunt it. His chance of making contact against Gray is not good. He's not a good hitting pitcher.
You got to push it past the pitcher and past Desmond.
I mean, we're not talking about a squeeze here. A safety squeeze is a very difficult play to cover defensively, especially if you've got a guy at third base who can run. It's easier for a right-hander to put the ball, to bunt the ball down the first base line than it is to pull the ball. You don't want to take on Arenado at third. Well, they had a celebration for Carnival today, and Parra absolutely getting into all the drum music that was here. It's not his first Carnival.
Conversation over between Walters and Gray. On the ground. And a great play. And a run comes in. It's 2-1.
That's a great at bat from Chris Stratton. That's helping yourself out. And only the defensive brilliance of David Castro prevented a base hit and 2 RBIs. But for Stratton, that is a very, very solid at bat.
His first RBI of the year.
Take a look at Castro going full on his belly, getting up and shooting Stratton down. Giants thrilled with that at bat.
It's the first RBI ever. Blanco struck out in the first. He's got Hernandez a tying run at third. And he comes in with a strike. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. There you see how windy it is.
Yeah, that's instead of 22 miles an hour, it looks like 222 miles per hour. John Gray underneath that pitch. A lot of pitches. Second inning here for John Gray. Giants have done a good job of getting a lot of throws from him.
Two and 2. That's going to force Blanco to have to swing at that pitch.
Well, we talked about C.B. Buckner's preference to that high strike. I mean, there's an example of it.
And Blanco out for the second time by way of the strikeout. 2-1. We'll be back.
you by Toyota, designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places.
2-1 Rockies. We're going to the top of the third inning as you see the fan zone out there in left field, just above the bleachers. That's the Toyota fan zone. Chris Stratton opens up against David Dahl with a good changeup to get a quick strike one. Dahl 0 for 1. Flight out in his first at bat in the first inning.
Sharply on one hop. 1 out.
Well, tomorrow the first 20,000 fans will receive a 60th anniversary expandable backpack presented by See's Candies, and there are tickets available. Go to sfgiants.com, check it out. My partner left the ballpark last night with one of those backpacks.
I did, headed to the Via with a backpack full of jackets. So if you see nice jackets worn by a number of people around the ballpark, that's where they came from, Billy. Arenado knocked in a run with a base hit in the first. You figure at some point in the game it's all going to click for Stratton. You just don't want it to be in the 7th. Crawford to Belt.
All right, time now for our Coors Light refreshing finish. And last night we highlight Nolan Arenado, not for the first time, but in the bottom of the third inning, he goes down and from his knees shoots down Kelby Tomlinson. A remarkable defensive play from a remarkable defensive player, and that's our Coors Light refreshing finish.
His accuracy from all angles, all body angles, is remarkable.
Well, he's joined Ken Boyer, Doug Rader, and Ron Santo with 5 career Gold Gloves. And what's unique about him is that he's only been in the big leagues 5 years. Every year he's been up here, he's won a Gold Glove. Trying to catch Scott Rowland and eventually Mike Schmidt, the Hall of Famer.
Hit out into Triple's alley. Is it in the ballpark? It is. As Gorkys Hernandez grabs it on one hop, and it's a 2-out double.
That's 2 hard hit balls that Parra has had against Stratton. Hey, the girls are here. Gamer babes. That looks like a bachelorette party, and there indeed is the bride to be. Well, best wishes to you. Yep, she brought her whistle. Think she'll have that on the day of the wedding?
The whistle?
Yeah.
I think she'll have that on the whole marriage, to be honest with you.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Had it, babe.
I think it's the, hey, honey, can you grab me a cup of coffee?
Sweet.
Story takes it down low.
She asked you to get a cup of coffee and she's got that whistle. I mean, that's not that bad a deal, but if she has the stopwatch and the whistle, then you're in trouble.
That's true. One ball and no strikes. It's 2-0.
That's a good changeup right there. Tell you, in this series, Trevor Story, I mean, he's hitting 238, but he is having great at bats.
3-0. And a strike. You saw that group. The young lady with the whistle. I told you I was across the street at the View this morning checking out. There was a woman that was pregnant. She was expecting, and she was surrounded by about 8 other women, and they were doing a shower here at the ballpark, which was a great idea.
It is.
And they were ready to roll. And a pop-up. And it's going to be Belt looking at Posey, and Belt's going to make the catch, and that'll end the inning. Don't give our wives any ideas. It's 2-1 Rockies.
Whistle.
Burger. Try the new Guacamole Crunch Charburger at the Habit Burger Grill. It's not the same without the flame.
Well, here at the ballpark, it's a 2-1 lead for the Rockies, and the Giants will have the beef coming up. McCutchen, Posey, and Belt. McCutchen rolled out to third, and he looks at a strike. No overshift on McCutchen, and he shoots it into right field, a base hit. Well, every once in a while we'll see the rocket boat out in the bay, and our guys in the truck are saying, looks like fun today.
Yeah, that gentleman on the left, you could read his lips. He's saying to his wife, whose idea was this?
Yeah, thanks for the Father's Day gift. I'm freezing.
That is right there in January in the Bering Strait right there.
Here's Posey. And Buster takes inside. 1 ball and no strikes.
The rocket boat really is fun.
It does look like it's a blast. Absolutely. Probably. They can do a little pirouette. Perfect.
But on a windy day like today,
I'd probably barf. If it's rocky, it's.
that's why they're wearing those slickers. Not because of the wind and the mist. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this is fun. They're doing donuts out in the bay. 1-0 to Buster Posey. Breaking ball for a strike. Hey, look, the rocket boat's great. I mean, they even send us a number of passes to go out and take a ride. Problem is we're a little busy in the summertime, but we certainly did appreciate it. Posey shoots it into the gap into right center field. So McCutcheon moves into second base. Posey's 2 for 2. And here's Belt.
Well, how does he hit the ball? He hits it all over the place. Second base hit, he's gone to the right side today. That's why you don't see a lot of overshifts with him. Can't.
Belt with a single in the first. That's probably the perfect pitch. Especially if you want to get that hitter to hit into a double play. But Belt took it. Longoria on deck. Oh, 2.
Good curveball. I mean, that's the thing about John Gray. I mean, he's not just a guy that can strike you out with one pitch. He can strike you out with any of the 3 that he has: the curveball, slider, and the fastball. That's a good curveball and a good place for it. You have an 0-1 advantage on a hitter. You don't want to throw that curveball in the strike zone. As big as it is, try and bounce it between the home plate and the catcher. And he's pitching for the strikeout with nobody out.
He's going to have to work for it with Belt.
Well, we talk about it all the time, and the comment you make about Belt is you watch him and as to how he takes his at-bats, he's got a better idea of the strike zone than some umpires.
Absolutely. The 1-2. So McCutcheon and Posey have singled here in the third.
Oh, 2 to a 3-2. It's almost automatic.
Longoria and then Crawford. Three and 2. And he walked him.
That's just a great at bat.
It's unbelievable. Stream the Giants on the go this season. Once again, you can stream every NBC Sports Bay Area Giants broadcast on your desktop or mobile device. Giants game streamed on the go on the NBC Sports app. Steve Foster comes out. That is the classic Brandon Belt at bat. Classic.
0-2 to a 3-2. And you know, when you have strikeout stuff like Gray has, and he's He's got 10 games in his career, in his young career, where he's had 10 or more strikeouts. So he thinks strikeout. Runner at second, nobody out. That's strikeout situation. You get ahead 0-2, you're going to start giving guys your best strikeout pitch, which is never going to go in the strike zone. It's going to be around the strike zone. You want that hitter to expand. And Belt just doesn't do it. So Steve Foster sensing a little frustration with his young right-hander going out there to try and calm the waters. Meanwhile, they're going to get their bullpen up and running. It's Chris Russin who's heading down to the bullpen.
56 pitches for John Gray. So he's got Longoria, who struck out in the first. And I'm thinking that Longoria is going to sit on the first pitch. And he popped it up. Parra shading his eyes, and now McCutchen is going to bluff.
Well, and with one out, he runs. With nobody out, you perhaps play a bit more conservatively. All that has to do with the respect for Parra's arm. He's got an outstanding arm. So frustrating at bat for Longoria. Perfect throw.
So here's Crawford. Crawford had a base hit in the second inning. A little pop up that fell out in the left field.
Just a bit low and inside. So, a little count leverage here for Brandon Crawford.
Fair ball down the left field line. McCutchen scores. Posey scores. There's a play at third. Belt makes it. The Giants take the lead. Great at bat.
How many times have we seen him do that this month of May? Remember, he started off hitting 189 May 1st. He started opening up, using the whole field, hit a lot of balls to left, not just against lefties, against righties. You pitch him away, he takes it. And this is not a hanger. That's 95-mile-an-hour two-seam movement on the outside part of the plate, and this is how you beat it. Great at bat indeed.
Infield comes in for Gomez. And Gomez rolls this one foul, and it's no balls and one strike. Gomez chased a lot of breaking balls in this series. I'm sure John Gray is going to be reluctant to throw him a fastball in the strike zone.
Well, Miguel Gomez, he's a lot like Pablo Sandoval. I mean, he's a good bad ball hitter, especially down below the zone.
And a base hit. Crawford's going to be held up as the throw comes through, and it's 4-2.
Thing that Gomez does well is hit the ball down in the strike zone. He's also a guy that he can slide out on his front foot and keep his hands back.
Which, like you said, is what Pablo does so well.
Watch the weight go out the front foot. There's a little bit of reach there, ball down. I mean, from a pitching coach perspective, they're thinking, well, that's where you want it to be. But Gomez can beat you down there.
Now here's a big at bat for Gorky Hernandez with Stratton on deck. And it runs inside for a strike, and it's 0-1.
Inconsistent. Hey, how far would you go for a Togo? Brought to you by Togo's Pretzel Rami. Last night, Gorky Hernandez Second career leadoff home run. That's how the game started. 104 miles per hour, 433 feet. And that's our Togo's Pretzel Rami.
Now, the first pitch called a strike caused that swing right there. It's 0-2.
And Gorkis Hernandez, who's been around the block, realizes that he fell victim to it. You cannot let a strike that's called against you early in a count affect the rest of your at bat. And clearly his concentration was affected by it on that swing.
And he did a smart thing right there. Step out. Out of play. First pitch in the at bat can be maybe the most important pitch. Take a look at this.
Well, it sets up everything. When you get a pitch that's about 4 inches off the plate inside, and we haven't seen that pitch called a strike today. We've seen it called a ball a lot. And that affects the rest of your at bat because now you have to be aware of it. You've got to protect it, especially in the 2-strike count.
Tapped foul. And Hernandez is doing what you have to do with 2 strikes.
It's our ball babe down there, Molly Mullane Caballero, making a play. Atta baby Molly. And that's Brian Schultz over at first base. Schulze.
Got him.
So John Gray does indeed get the strikeout he's pitching for.
That's why contact is so important when you got the pitcher on deck. Stratton picked up an RBI and a ground ball in the second.
Well, and now all of a sudden, because of that at bat, you expect him to do it again.
Well, I've already marked down an RBI single for Stratton.
That's confidence.
I just haven't figured out where it's going to go. I think it's going to go between Desmond and Castro. One ball and 1 strike.
Well, for Stratton, that's pulling the ball. Got his first big league RBI in his last at bat. And really should have had 2 if it weren't for a beautiful defensive play from David Castro, the Rocky second baseman.
Castro's got it, and that'll end the inning. Giants score 3 times, 2 singles, a walk, a Crawford double, and a Gomez single. So after 3, it's 4-2 Giants.
San Francisco Giants and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the San Francisco Giants Baseball Club, LLC.
A lot of action in this 3 innings. It's a 4-2 lead for the Giants. And Stratton will go back out now for the first time. He'll pitch with a lead. So we'll see if that makes a little bit of a difference.
Well, it's always easier to get in the strike zone and get an 0-1 count when you've got a 2-run lead as opposed to being down a run or 2.
So Desmond, Walters, and Castro to face Stratton here in the 4th. And the first pitch is a line drive for a base hit. So it's going to be one of those afternoons for Chris Stratton. And that's the 3rd time the Rockies have gotten their leadoff hitter on.
Okay, friends of ours, Bill and Becky Davis. This came from Prague, Czechoslovakia. A street vendor there was Giants fan. So he's got Posey. Then you open it up and you've got Brandon Belt. Let's see if I can fix this in right here. Pretty cool. Brandon Belt. And then it's Joe Panik with a K. And then it's Gorkis Hernandez with an H. And then good old number 95, Brandon Crawford. But
95?
Yeah, good old 95. And
well, that's close enough, really.
But hey, I'm glad to see in Prague, Czechoslovakia that they're Giants fans.
Probably watching right now. Walters, 1 ball and no strikes. Make it 2 balls and no strikes. Walters reached on an error in the 2nd inning. I think it's cool.
Yeah, it's it just gives you an idea that Europe is starting to get into baseball.
Runner goes, no throw. A steal for Desmond, his 4th. And by the way, the pitch was low. Bruce Bochy's patience is wearing thin. Three balls and 1 strike.
They look like Walters taking all the way. Can't expect that from everybody with a Rockies uniform on in a 2-run game. 3-0 count.
3-2.
There you go. A little left-hander, very deserving.
3-2 pitch to Walters. On the ground and in the hole for a base hit. And just like that, 2 hitters and the tying runs aboard. Let's check in with Amy G.
All right, gentlemen, we have a brand new episode of GMAG. It's going to air this afternoon following Giants post-game live. I get a chance to shoot some hoops with Austin Jackson. Let's be honest, I was really bad. He was really good. He was one of the best high school players in the nation, so I miss a lot. He makes a lot. But the conversation, it's worth checking out today after Giants post-game live. GMAG, guys.
All right, we will check that out, Amy.
Hey, Amy G's got a good shot.
She does. A couple of clanks, but a good shot.
Get a little more rotation on.
Can't always show the ones you make, right? Here's Castro. And it's out of play. John Gray's afternoon is over. Giants will be facing Chris Russin in the bottom of the 4th inning. Carlos Gonzalez is on deck. And tight, almost hit him.
I don't know how it didn't.
Here in the 4th inning with nobody out, Stratton throws his pitch up and in.
Fastball, 2-seam move, and it come right in on Castro.
Stratton's allowed 8 base runners here in the 4th with nobody out total.
Got to pay close attention to Walters. I mean, he's only got 1 steal on the year, but he's got speed, and he's looking to steal. And if you're going to ignore him and be very deliberate with your motion home and have a slow unload time, he'll burn you.
On the ground, could be a pair. That's 1 and 2. The run comes in. It's 4-3.
Well, that's going to keep John Gray in the game, at least a hit.
So Gray, who drew a walk in the 2nd, will step up. That's the 2nd double play turned by the Giants this afternoon. So 47 they've turned. It's the most.
And we've said it before, and we'll say it again. Jeff Kent, who watches a lot of Giants baseball, would be very happy with that statistic.
1 and 2.
Robbie Thompson.
And that'll end the inning. Rockies do pick up a run. Top of the order coming up, 4-3 Giants.
families.
It's a 4-3 lead for the Giants. And John Gray obviously stays in the game after he struck out. And for the Giants, it'll be the top of the order. Blanco, McCutchen, and Posey. Gregor has struck out twice in this game, once swinging and once looking. Yeah, a little calmer, closer to the ballpark. Not much.
Well, he's a better man than I am. And I think the dog's saying the same thing, or at least hoping that.
Well, I'm not so sure the dog is that thrilled, to be honest with you.
If I was the dog, I would not be thrilled.
No. Look at that. So here's Blanco. Sure. What are you doing? You struck out twice? Well, I think I'm going to lay one down.
Get the bunt mode.
Not bad strategy. I've been there. And back to maybe the bunt mode. One ball and one strike. McCutchen watching. Bunt mode. 1-2.
Veteran move.
One and two. On the ground, and it's off of Desmond. And this means Blanco gets to run. It hits the ball bag. And because of that, the Giants are going to have a triple. And the Rockies deserve that. Hit the bag.
Darren Holmes, the bullpen coach, I mean, you got to pick that up. That's a 90-foot mistake right there. I mean, he rakes it in a 2-strike mode. It comes up. I mean, I'm really thinking it's a generous hit. It could have been an error, and that's where it hits the ball bag. And David Dahl in right field, I mean, he's got to readjust his route, come over. And Blanco, who was going hard out of the box, sniffs an opportunity.
Bud Black, I don't know, he asked CB Buckner, they wanted to look at something. Yeah, Bud, it hit the ball bag, your bag. So here's McCutchen. And McCutchen hits a high fly ball to shallow right field. And Dahl's going to make the catch. And it's going to be left up to Buster Posey.
Such a frustrating at bat for an RBI guy. Runner at third, less than 2 outs, if you don't get that runner in.
Buster's 2 for 2, and he scored a run. Infield in. One ball and no strikes.
And here's where you could have an inning go weird against you because you're in the strikeout mode. You got a runner at third, 1 out. Part of the lineup up. You try so hard to strike out and you walk him. Now all of a sudden you got 2 guys on.
Two and 0.
This will be his last hitter. Buster Posey immediately eyeballing CB Buckner, is just saying why on that 2-0 strike. He may have done the Giants a favor.
On the ground. 2 down.
So he does get the out, and Gray, his day is definitely going to be done now. But what a brilliant play from Story. Taking an RBI away from Buster Posey.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and brake experts. We'll be back.
Season, and the NBC Sports Bay Area promotes it. The All-Star Teacher Program that recognizes that teachers do indeed make a difference. They allow you to vote. You can go to NBCSportsBayArea.com and you have a voice in who will win this award. The winner receives $20,000 for his or her school, so check it out.
Giants with a 4-3 lead. Here's Belt facing Russin. And Belt drives it into center field, and guess what? It's going to fall. When you're hot, and it's 5-3.
Well, he just picked up Andrew McCutcheon and Buster Posey. That's a big swing in the bat, just for momentum to bring it back over to the Giants dugout after they gave up a run on the top of the 4th. So now you can close the book on John Gray. Take a look at the numbers for Chris Russin. 13th time he's come in. He's been struggling a little bit. He's had a couple of bumps in the road, but he's a quality arm with 4 different types of movement. Russin, who had been a starter, has got a fastball. He can give you 2 looks with that, curveball, slider, and he'll cut the ball. And he has a changeup.
Longoria is 0 for 2. In tight. Nope, 2 balls and 1 strike. Three and 1. Crawford on deck. Three-one pitch to Longoria. See if he's laying in the weeds. Foul past Ron Wotus, 3-2.
And yes, he was laying in the weeds. And brought his glove. And a bit.
Here's the payoff. Belt will go. On the ground towards the hole. Can Story throw him out? He cannot.
No chance. And that's going to get Crawford up to the plate. And with Crawford coming up, it's time for our Smart Play, brought to you by your Northern California Ford dealers. And Crawford's 2 RBI double that he had back in the 3rd inning qualifies as our Ford Smart Play. And he's up here now with a chance to do more damage.
So Crawford, who's 2 for 2. 2 runs batted in. And he takes outside for a ball. They don't overshift with Crawford, but they do play Story almost behind the bag at second, but yet they still pitch him away.
Crawford's got good numbers against Russin. 316 with a home run, double.
Blackman will move back as the wind starts to carry it, and he puts it away. Giants pick up a run. They strand a pair after 4, 5-3, San Francisco. Game the second. The first 20,000 fans are going to receive a retro fanny pack courtesy of Coca-Cola and the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. sfgiants.com. Oh, we're going to get a couple of those, and as soon as they come out, we're going to wear them on first road trip after that. You and I.
Be a hit.
We're going to walk right down the street with our fanny pack.
I'll never forget the very first time I saw one of those. Kevin Mitchell had it on.
Yeah, it was like a leather one, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, it was unbelievable. And he had more stuff come out of that fanny pack.
Well, it was not your normal size fanny pack. It was like a backpack strapped to your hip.
He put a 6-pack of beer in there. But as soon as he showed up with it on the first flight, I thought to myself, I want to get that, I want to get that, I want to get that.
On the ground sharply, and it's under the glove of Gomez. And Stratton's going to have to deal with another leadoff hitter getting on.
That's 4 times out of 5 innings that he's had to get very quickly back in the stretch. He's got to feel like he's been in the stretch all day. And really, for the most part of it, he has. All right, I'm feeling better now that the dog's on dry land.
I think it's just the other way around, Mike.
I think the dog told him, if you put me in the water, I am no longer your best friend.
Yeah, I think the dog told him he had to pee. Can I get up out on the rocks?
That's a good dog owner.
Will Smith jogging down to the bullpen. Rich Bochy will do everything he can to get Stratton through this 5th inning, but not at the expense of losing the lead. And it's no balls and 1 strike.
It's a good swing.
The other Kevin Mitchell story, I wasn't playing then I was broadcasting. You may still have been playing, but the Giants flew to Phoenix to play their AAA team on an off day. And Mitchell wore leather pants.
And a leather jacket. Beautiful.
And he sat in the back of the bus that had no air conditioning.
The air conditioning broke.
This is hit out to right for McCutcheon. And McCutcheon's going to track it down. And they literally had to take a scissors and cut his pants off.
It was sweltering. And the outfit had to cost. I mean, it was expensive.
Yeah, it was like a whole cow's worth of leather.
It was like shrinking on his leg, and it was constricting his legs, and he literally took scissors to cut them off.
He had the trainer break out the scissors. Here's Arenado.
He said it felt like a boa constrictor was eating his legs.
It's like 109 in Phoenix when we landed.
Oh, and it was just sweltering. You couldn't open the windows up on the bus. And he walked off the bus with nothing but underwear.
Remember, I was still young enough then to throw batting practice, and one of the coaches asked me to throw to Chris Spire in a cage over the wall down the right field line. And I'll bet I was maybe 40. There's Spire on the team, and that would have been, there's a drive out to Blanco, who's going to make a lunging catch. 2 down. So Spire would have been on the team in '87.
8 and 9.
Yeah, so it would have been one of those years, and you were still playing. And I threw batting practice for maybe 10 minutes. And I thought that's it. I'm going to die. It's just too hot.
It's too hot.
But that was the same trip.
You were playing at the Phoenix Municipal Stadium. That was not an indoor facility.
And I think it was fly in, play the game, and then fly out again. And I don't remember what town we were going to after that. May have been Houston. Here's Parra.
I know what Mitchell had on when he got on the plane after we flew out.
Yeah, he probably had baseball pants on.
Baseball pants on.
Those were the strict Al Rosen days, where there were no jeans, there were collared shirts, sport coats, sometimes even ties. And it's low, 1 ball and no strikes.
Kevin Mitchell, he loved leather clothes, and we actually put him in the book, the Kangaroo Court. Fined him like $100 for endangering 11 species with his wardrobe.
Parra takes a strike.
But he was so fun to play with, because he would laugh louder than anybody.
One ball and 1 strike. I wish I could have played with him. I enjoyed just being around. Look, I was a first-time broadcaster then. The Pacific Sock Exchange. That was the nickname they came up with for Kevin Mitchell and Will Clark. Remember, they had like 10 names, and they wanted us to all vote on what would be the best nickname for those two. And then they came up with a great poster of them standing in front of the stock exchange. One and 2. Yep. I can't say I miss that guy, but I do miss watching him play. I mean, he's here. I can't miss him. He's here.
Yeah. He's here this whole homestand. He'll be here next homestand, too, with his family.
Yeah, these folks want him to jump up to Sweet 8.
He probably will go.
He might. On the ground to Belt. Karam's off of Belt and then past Gomez. And I'm not sure. I think if Belt doesn't touch it, Gomez probably makes the play.
He does make the play. Stratton's over there covering it, and the inning's over. So the Rockies catch a break. And as a first baseman, I mean, you're trying to get everything you could get. But the shift was right there, ready to gobble that thing up. Stratton's going to have to dig a little deeper. Pitch count's not an issue. He's at 75 or 78 pitches. You want to be 75 or less at the end of 5 innings. So he's got plenty of gas left in the tank, but he's definitely getting challenged here.
And you can't make a mistake to this guy. Story's popped out twice. No balls and 1 strike.
He's gotten away with some fastballs up there across the letters today. And he just missed it.
Here's the 0-1 and a base hit to right field. And it's a 5-4 ball game. Here's the throw to third, and it's not in time.
Ryan O'Nora, the third base umpire, making the call. Kutch's got a good arm.
Bruce Bochy would love to have this overturned so he didn't have to make a decision on Stratton.
Evan Longoria thought he got him.
And they're going to look at it. Yeah, he's out, I think.
I think they did get him. This replay review is presented by Xfinity. Yeah, he got him. That should be quick. His left hand hits the bag and then it slides past the bag. All the while, Longoria keeps the tag on him. We think. We always have to throw the disclaimer out there. Yeah. We think.
Yeah, we think.
Because it has to overrule a decision. And in the eyes of the umpires looking in New York, it's got to be clear.
Longoria was really confident. He was standing by the Giants dugout. Now not so much.
It's either going to be a cheer or a boo. There'll be no in between on this one. Fans saw it here and they thought that he was out.
Wow. What about the fans in Denver? What do you think?
Well, I think if they're baseball fans, they have to think that he was out. But the longer it goes,
the longer it goes, the less optimistic I get.
Yeah. Here we are thinking it was going to be clear cut.
Got him.
Boom. See ya.
It's 5-4 and the Giants are coming up. Nice throw by McCutchen. And head to AT&T Park. StubHub is an official partner of the San Francisco Giants. Here's Russin to Miguel Gomez.
Good changeup. Miguel Gomez, I mean, he's an equal opportunity employer when it comes to swinging at pitches. Anything that comes up there remotely close, he's going to hack. Right side, left side, it doesn't matter. Low balls, balls above the strike zone, doesn't matter.
But that's the pitch there that he's had trouble with, especially right-handed.
Well, and they're softballing him to death, which is good. Because sooner or later he'll make the adjustment and he'll start wearing those out, and then that's when he sticks around the big leagues for a while.
Up to middle and a base hit.
Because he can hit. Let's take a look at the throw from Andrew McCutchen. This is what ended it. And what do they always say? Do not make the third out at third base. And McCutchen not even concerned about the cutoff man or the back runner. He thought he had a chance to kill this inning. And indeed he does. But the tag from Longoria was as good as the throw.
It's a great tag. Here's Gorkis Hernandez. Gorkis drives one right center field. Anybody there? Yes. Dahl will get there and make the catch as he's guarding Triple's alley. And Austin Jackson's going to hit.
You know what Gorkis is thinking? Why couldn't I do that my last at bat? An opportunity to run at third base.
That's exactly what he's thinking.
Less than 2 outs. There's no bigger critic in this game than the player himself. Whether you're a pitcher or a hitter or a defensive player, that player he's hard on himself. He has high expectations. And when he doesn't get something done, first one to criticize is himself.
Here's Jackson. Jackson takes inside. 1 ball and no strikes. Jackson started last night. Went 0 for 2. Started Thursday night and went 2 for 4. So we'll take the 2 for 4 night. Right there for a strike. All right. There's one of the corduroy caps that were handed out. Yep, they got the right attitude. One ball and 1 strike. Out of play, 1 and 2. Yeah, we were talking about the Pacific Stock Exchange. There it is, right there. Look at those 2 young guys. Mitchell's got they both got their batting gloves on. And then that's the Neusler look, too.
That's
it was a great poster.
That's a great memory.
Well, with the double-breasted.
They were good.
Another healthy rip. It stays at 1 and 2. Hey, we're ended up. That's a good spot.
Yeah, psyched. Had a bit.
1 and 2. Nope, 2 and 2.
Hard to steal off Russell. I mean, that was 1.06 on load time. Very quick. And he's got a great move to first. Sneaky.
and a little pop-up. And Story is not going to get it. And he's off the bag, and Gomez made it. A nice play by Story on the recovery.
I mean, it's such a tough place to be if you're a runner. I mean, it's rock and a hard place. You can't get too far off first base, where if they catch it, you get doubled up. But you don't want to be a guy that if it does drop, you can't get to second. And this is the player you're talking about. Goes over it, comes up to him, and then with his momentum going out to center field, Story 360s. But Castro, the second baseman, comes off the bag.
So C.B. Buckner said, look, it's too late. You can't keep looking at it. He said, oh, what am I going to do? But Black's going, you're killing me.
Well.
So here's Blanco.
You got to make a call there.
I don't know. I thought Castro was on the bag, to be honest with you.
It was close. That was close.
Here's Blanco. And a strike, and it's 0-1.
But you got to make the call or get off the pot. All right, let's take a look at one more time. That was worth challenging. If that was the only look you were going to get.
Blanco tripled in the fourth. Pretty good swing. It's 0-2.
That a bit. Gloveless.
Oh, 2. On the ground, foul. So another 0-2 pitch to Blanco. Got him. And that's a hat trick for Gregor Blanco.
There's a happy little guy. It's my mom. Pigtails. That is the age for pigtails.
So here's McCutcheon. McCutcheon taps it foul. McCutcheon with a base hit in the third.
Yeah, he's looking for the hit right now that gives the Giants some separation.
Yes, he is.
This Rockies team, you've got to add on.
Oh, 2.
Backdoors him with a breaking ball. Man, an absolute perfect pitch by Russin. Take out that second strike.
So it's 0-2. they're going to come into McCutcheon. And that was a mistake. Down the left field line, Gomez is going to score. On the move is Jackson, and he's going to score. And McCutcheon comes through with a double.
Well, for Andrew McCutcheon, that has to feel good. That's an 0-2 knock. And that's the swing of the bat that Bruce Bochy has been looking for to create some separation. Take a 1-run lead, a 3-run lead, and take a look. They set the high target in. He leaves it out over the plate. And Russin knows exactly why that pitch got beat. That was a gift.
So here's Buster, who's 2 for 3. Seven 4 Giants.
Russin missed his target by 1.5 feet right across the letters. And McCutcheon smothered it.
Buster against Russin, 7 for 15 with 3 doubles. All right, I'm going to make a bold claim that that's ownage.
Yeah. At least it feels like it right now.
And I think Russin knows it. It's 3-0.
An open base, he don't want any part of it. But this is where Buster Posey he'll cherry pick a 3-0 pitch. And try and do exactly what McCutcheon did.
And if you're Buster, you don't want to walk. 3-1.
Well, you don't want to swing at a pitcher's strike on a 3-0 count. I mean, that shaved the outside corner. And if you're Russin, you're going to try and do the same thing here and every other pitch in this at bat with an open first base.
Look out. I don't think it hit him, so it's a walk. I don't know how it didn't hit him. And here's Belt. Belt was the first hitter that Russin faced, and Belt singled in the 4th. Belt today has been perfect. He's got 2 singles, he's got a walk, and he's got an RBI. So the day off, he played maybe an inning in the field last night, so the day off helped him. Two and 0. What?
That's ridiculous.
1 ball and 1 strike.
And, well, that's what happens with C.D. Buckner. I mean, that's strike zone can float around. I mean, that's a ball by 8 inches.
Two balls and a strike.
Balls and strikes has never been his strength.
Two balls and 1 strike. Belt pulls it foul on the ground.
And here's the problem with the first strike that was called off the plate in by 8 inches is that if Russin's thinking he can go back in there again and get it called. And if you're Belt, you can't take it.
Two and 2. Here he is again.
Automatic 3-2.
And with that pitch, Rocky's going to get more activity in their pen. Looks like Brooks Pounders, the right-hander's heading down.
He looks like a big boy.
He looks like a Brooks Pounders.
He does. 3-2. Runners go. And he got him, and that'll end the inning. So the Giants score twice. The big hit in the inning, the double by Andrew McCutcheon that knocked in a pair. Will Smith is coming in. It's 7-4 Giants.
Check out Warriors Playoff Central tomorrow at 3:30. Right here on NBC Sports Bay Area Plus. It all starts on NBC Sports and Bay Area Plus.
Here's Will Smith facing Ian Desmond. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and brake experts.
And how good has Will Smith been since he's come off of the disabled list? 8th time he's come in. Previous 6, he's given up 3 hits, 2 walks. He struck out 7 in 6 innings.
Desmond on the ground to third. 1 out. Let's check in with Amy G.
All right, gentlemen. Well, we'd like to acknowledge the Giants for what they do on the field and off the field. Pablo Sandoval earlier today welcomed in a group of about 30 people to AT&T Park. The group comes from Family Builders. That's an organization that helps find permanent families for children in the foster care system. Pablo held a Q&A. He took pictures and he gave each child a backpack filled with goodies and fun baseball items. Way to go, Pablo.
Yeah, I would think that as this is hit on the ground to Gomez, who makes the play, that he'd be a lot of fun to be around because he is a kid himself.
He is absolutely a kid, and he's a great people person.
Pablo yesterday asked me if we would wish his son Liam happy birthday. He was 2 years old yesterday, but I was over on the radio side, so I didn't get a chance to do it. So 1 day late. Happy birthday to Liam Sandoval, 2 years old. I asked Pablo, I said, will he be watching? He'll go, what'd you say? He said, absolutely. Pitch down low, 1 ball and no strikes. Here's the pitch, and it's in tight. 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, we've seen that pitch called a strike, and now it's not.
Here's the 2-1 pitch. Out of play.
Oh yeah. Made the play. Took care of his date.
He had to get the popcorn in return for that.
He should.
That would be a demand that I would make.
But they're married, so.
Tap foul. It stays at 2-2.
Once you get married, that popcorn bag becomes very sacred. I like the sweatshirt too. The city.
The city. I think the Warriors, the town jerseys are awesome.
Yeah, I do too.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Maybe we'll see those tomorrow night. 2-2. Got him. 9-pitch inning for Will Smith. Giants are coming up. It's 7-4.
He is nasty.
And when we have a new pitcher, when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and brake experts.
So the new pitcher now will be the big right-hander, Brooke Pounders. Take a look at what he has done in 4 games. He's been very good. 6 strikeouts, no walks in 5 innings. You take your at-bats against him, you're going to see a low to mid-90s fastballs, more low than mid. He's also got a very good slider and an occasional changeup.
And he throws a fastball to Longoria, who had an infield hit in the 4th. On the ground and a base hit. So Longoria with a couple of hits. I mean, you know the obvious nickname for this guy, right?
What?
Quarter.
Quarter pounder. That's a good one. That is a good one. He's a big fella at 6'5", 280. So he's a little bit more than a quarter pounder. And he's thinking to himself, man, I just made a good pitch and that guy beat it. What's up with that? That's the big leagues. Pat Valleca into the game now at second base.
High and deep into right center field. It is out of here. So Crawford gets into one, his third hit of the afternoon, and his fourth home run of the year. Swing it, kid.
Well, and he jumped on him early. I mean, he was up there bushwhacking. You get a young pitcher out there who's not completely settled in. He wants to get ahead with that first pitch strike, and he was ready for it. They wanted to try and jam him. He leaked it out over the plate at 92, and that's all Crawford needed. Continues to have a great May. Home run number 4.
And he gets that foot down at the right time. And that's what he's doing. Is here's Gomez.
Well, it had the sound, and everybody in this ballpark knew it immediately.
One ball and one strike. There's the ball. Nine to 4. High and deep to right, but Dahl's got room and he puts it away. And here's Hernandez.
Giants have 16 hits today. Rockies have 8. It's just a nice feeling to know that this Giants offense matches up against this Rockies team.
Absolutely. Hernandez takes a call strike. 6th inning. Rockies with a double in the 2nd. Is that Pierce Johnson? I think it is.
Yes, it is.
One and two.
Johnson or the Giants had a streak of, this is game 16 on a streak of 17 straight days without a day off. And they have worked this bullpen hard. But now that they're at this point into the game on Saturday, they only have one more game before a day off Monday. Then they have 2 in Houston, then another day off Thursday. They can stretch it out here. They can push the pen today and tomorrow.
Two down.
All right, the stats on Brandon Crawford's home run: 103 mile an hour, 27-degree launch angle, and they'll tell you that's the perfect launch angle. And he hit it 374 feet. And there's the guy that got the ball. Nice going.
And Mike, you're talking about days off. They have one on Monday and on Thursday.
Well, that's going to allow them to give some of those arms some rest.
And they'll give us a day off on Monday and Thursday. Here's Tomlinson. Nice inning from Will Smith. By the way, that Cubs-Reds game today where the Reds beat the Cubs, that's just game 1 of a doubleheader.
A day-night doubleheader.
Yeah. Mets and D-backs will be tonight as well. The Washington Dodger game is game 1 of a doubleheader. Max Scherzer will pitch game 2. That'll be tonight. And the weather is a bit weird again back on the East Coast. Tomlinson strikes out to end the inning. Giants on the board twice. Crawford's home run is 4th of the year. It leaves the yard. It's bye-bye baby. Giants with 16 hits. It's 9-4. Boy, a dealer. Gray started. Stratton started. And Stratton's got a chance for a win. Gray's got a chance for a loss. Giants are leading 9-4. Crawford's 3 for 4. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service. Your trusted oil change tune-up and brake experts.
So Pierce Johnson in for his 20th game this year. Given up many hits in 22 innings, but he has allowed 10 walks.
Look out.
4-pitch guy who can give you a low to mid 90s consistently.
Tomlinson is second. One ball and one strike. Two and one.
Boy, another outstanding appearance for Will Smith. How good has he been?
Outstanding.
And he's having more fun than anybody.
Yeah, it definitely is. Felt to watch this one sail into the seats.
It is cool to see somebody come back off of Tommy John surgery like Will Smith has done, because when you're on the DL for a year, you find out just how much you love this game, just how much you miss this game. And it is so obvious when you hang around Will Smith. Close.
Yeah, Pierce Johnson wanted it.
And then one day your trainer says, all right, you're good to go. You get your body back, your arm back. And it's like you're coming up to the big leagues for the first time all over again.
Got him. Valeka strikes out.
Good breaking ball.
Here's Blackman.
Just good, hard snapper. Not a big one, but quick at the end.
Here's Blackman. Blackman's got a couple of hits. Longoria moves to the right of second base. And Blackman fouls that 94-mile-an-hour fastball out of play. Yeah, heads up with that little guy.
Yeah, they're reliving the moment. I'll be doing that at dinner table tonight.
I want to sit with Mom. Swing and a miss. Nothing in two.
Good, quick curveball. Yeah, when the old man kind of jumped out of his seat, it kind of scared the little guy.
Yeah, it did. 0-2. Blackman chased the high fastball. It stays at 0-2.
Yeah, he was on it.
Did he end up with the ball?
No.
Yeah, we need to get him a ball. Oh, they didn't want it? They tried to?
Yeah, she tried to give it to him. A little bit later. We'll try again.
Well, get him some fries then.
Now you're cooking with gas.
Got him.
Good. Break the ball again. Same slider that he struck out Valeka with. He gets Charlie Blackman. I mean, it's one thing to strike any big league hitter out, but when you strike out the defending batting champ, it always seems like you've accomplished a little more.
Here's Dahl. Oh, I see he's got his eye on that food. Yeah, can I have that? Kids are the best, man, because they ask for anything, right? And you're not embarrassed.
Seafood, get food, eat food.
I mean, Dad's thinking the same thing. I want some of that too, but he can't go over there and point at it.
You and I are thinking the same thing.
Swing and a miss, 0-2. They offered here. And the old man said, nah. Although the little guy didn't say no.
He had his glasses knocked off. I mean, there was some trauma there.
Foul back. It stays at 0-2. That right there, that swing is why strikeouts are up. Nobody shortens up a little bit anymore, especially young guys don't shorten up. Line drive, base hit. Nice at bat.
Well, and it gets Arenado to step in that batter's box with Pierce Johnson in the stretch. So it accomplishes a lot. A 2-strike, 2-out base hit, down 5.
Yeah, he's still not exactly real happy. Mom's involved now.
Well, he's the center of attention, though.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's a good thing.
And 2 adults just trying to make him happy.
Trying to figure out the puzzle.
No balls and 1 strike. An RBI single in the first inning. A line drive down the left field line. There's Dyson getting loose. Back to you with the jacket is Matt Herges. On the ground, knocking it down is Tomlinson, and he makes the play. And that is a nice play. Arenado gets robbed. 9-4 Giants.
Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. By Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com. By Xfinity. X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by Kelly Moore Paints. Go where the pros go. Kelly Moore, the Painter's Paint Store.
There you see the vault here at the ballpark. Take a look at the history of this franchise. Ask where the vault is, and then take a peek.
It's very cool. It sort of has added a new dimension to the lap, which is what we encourage everybody to take when they get to this ballpark, because there's lots of things to see regarding Giants history.
Blanco with a high pop-up foul and out of play. Blanco's 1 for 4 with 3 strikeouts.
And that's what we're talking about. You take the stroll down the vault, and I mean, you learn things, and then you remember some of the moments that you were quite possibly sitting in the stands watching. Very cool. The vault.
No swing. 1 and 2. Mr. Honora. Yeah, it covers the franchise in New York and here. How many times Gregor Blanco struck out 4 times in the game? That's almost impossible.
Well, Xfinity X1 customers say, show me the San Francisco Giants into your X1 voice remote. Get live stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1.
Yeah, we got those 2 kids a ball in between innings. Smiling. That's all we need. This one's going to put it in his pocket. The other one brought his glove. And the pitch is high to McCutcheon. He said, you're going to lose it. 1-0 to McCutcheon. And McCutcheon pops it up. Could be trouble. It is trouble. And McCutcheon, running hard all the way, has got a double. That's a pretty good example.
Pretty good example of what makes Andrew McCutcheon great. I mean, his team's up by 5, but he sees an opportunity. He knows, being an outfielder, that today nothing is easy about a pop-up or a fly ball, especially if you've got to come a long way to try and catch a short fly. So McCutcheon, hustling all the way, puts himself in scoring position for Posey.
Here's Buster Posey, who's 2 for 3. Buster pops it up. It's going to be over by the dugout and out of play.
All right, a pop-up. There he goes. Yeah, he kicks it in gear, and he thinks, all right, I got a chance. What do they say? Luck is when preparation meets the opportunity. There you have it.
A double. Buster steps out briefly. Driven to right. And coming in and making the catch is Dahl. That ball was going to get down, but it did not.
I think it's easier catching a line drive today than a fly ball.
Well, Giants are going to look at it, though. Oh, he caught it.
He got it.
I think it's easier catching a line drive today, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. Nevertheless, still a nice play by David Dahl.
And a good at bat. And here's Belt. Belt is 2 for 3. And a belt high strike. A ball and a strike. Two and one. Longoria to follow. And Belt takes wide. It's 3 and 1. There's Longoria. Belt gets something to hit here. He does. And a swing. You're going to miss. 3 and 2.
Yeah, he's trying to put one out in the pond right there. I don't often see him resituate his gloves after a swing, but he had to take some inventory after that one.
And he got him to end the inning. 4 strikeouts for Pounders. 8th inning coming up.
NBC Sports California, the Earthquakes return home for their second game this week as they face DC United. Also streaming live on the NBC Sports app, the home of the authentic Quakes fan is NBC Sports California.
It's 9-4. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and brake experts.
So Sam Dyson in for his 21st time. Been very, very good. I always talk about how a month ago his ERA was in the 6s, and now it's down to the high 2s, and it whittles down every time he goes out there. He's been throwing great. the nice command of 4 different pitches, especially the high velocity sinker.
So Belt goes to left. Blanco moves from left to right. And Pablo Sandoval is now at first. And Dyson is on the hill facing Parra.
Andy McCutcheon had some kind of uncomfortableness in his leg when he came in off the field, and he's out of the game.
On one pitch, Tomlinson to Sandoval.
Going hard into second. And we didn't see any uncomfortableness there. And as he was out there on the base pass, just taking inventory on that left side, not comfortable.
Maybe his knee, a little tightness in the knee. And a strike to Trevor Story. Story an RBI single in the 5th. And a breaking ball that flops up high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tapper foul. Stratton, Smith, Johnson, and Dyson. Stratton went 5. Got him. All right, let's check in with Amy G. Amy.
All right, gentlemen, Giants fans, they know AT&T Park is known for several things: beautiful scenics, garlic fries, and yep, seagulls. I talked to Gregor Blanco about the other night, Thursday night, extra inning games. There weren't a few birds, guys. There was like 8,000, and they were all swarming around him as he tried to navigate a fly ball. He said they're very distracting. You just look for the white object that's coming towards you. Put your glove up, maybe say a little bit of a prayer. He said his experience here has certainly helped him with the birds. He also said you really hope they play that clapping sound effect a lot, guys.
Yeah, they just like depart.
Well, there they are, starting to assemble. Patiently waiting.
2-0. Remember they had a hawk here one time?
Yeah.
And they like hired a hawk, built a nest for him. Oh. 2 balls and 1 strike.
See a lot of hawks around here, though. Red-tail hawks,
Yeah.
all around the city. But not as many hawks as seagulls.
They're waiting.
Just hanging out.
Two and two.
I mean, we're all depressed when baseball season ends, but how do you think the Seagulls feel?
Yeah, they're trying to look for a spot. Maybe head down south to Santa Clara.
Yeah.
Check out Stanford. Yeah, there's maybe some over at Cal. But garlic fries are right here, baby.
Oh, yeah. They hate road trips.
Dyson's looking at that napkin.
You know, that's one thing about this ballpark. You say, was it windier in Candlestick? Yeah. Do you remember the trash that used to blow across the field and the little dust doubles that would blow up?
Yeah.
I mean, we never have trash on this field.
Nope. We get that circling trash that would like engulf Brett Butler in center field where you couldn't see him. 3-2. And the walk.
We'd be out there during batting practice. It always seemed like, you know, you get to ballpark around 1:30, 2 o'clock, not much wind, if any. And then 3 o'clock, somebody hit the switch, and you went out there for batting practice. And around 5 o'clock, it was game on.
Yeah, when they put the batting screen up, that's when it started. The batting cage. Here's Walters. Walters is 1 for 3. And a strike. Check swing. 0-2. Well, my experience, we had a day off before the home opener, and we had a workout at like noon. So that was my first time at Candlestick. So it was awesome. Workout was done by 2:30. Awesome. What are you guys talking about? On the ground, foul. And then the first night game.
Oh, that's when you understood. But it was the greatest home field advantage ballpark ever.
Desmond goes, and there's a swing and a foul. We've talked about this before, but say the Braves are coming out on the East Coast, Milwaukee Braves, and Hank Aaron needs to take a day off or two. Where do you think he's going to take it?
Here. I mean, the first time I ever came in as a visiting team, Chicago, 1977, and I was sitting in the visitors' dugout, third base side, and I watched this dust ball that started at the right field foul line, came right down the base path and right into our dugout, and it was awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it was blowing dirt and paper into your face at about 70 miles an hour, and cold. Oh man.
Yes, and plus you couldn't run into the clubhouse. 0-2. Out of play.
Will Clark, JT Snow, they all did the same thing. And I'm sure McCovey did the same thing. Guys would get over first base and they'd say, I don't know how you can play here. I mean, I don't know how you can do this. And all of them would say, this is a good day. What are you talking about?
Yeah, this is beautiful.
This is perfect, the way we like it.
Should have seen it yesterday. 0-2. Out of play.
Fine play there. Pat the back, high fives, handshakes. Yeah, he is the row MVP. He's going, Dad.
Oh, 0-2. Got him, and that'll end the inning. Well, it's not there anymore, but that's what it looked like, and we remember it. Good shot, guys. $5.6 million. Download Beat the Streak today in the App Store or on MLB.com/BTS. Pounders facing Longoria. Longoria was the first hitter that Pounders faced, and Longoria picked up a base hit. He's got a couple. He's got 2 of the 17 for the Giants. Pops this one up. Desmond. 1 out.
Brooks Pounders, second generation guy. His dad Brad played the Padre organization. Well, Brandon Crawford stepping in the batter's box. He's got a chance for the cycle. He's got the single, double, and a home run. And in Giants history, there have been 10 cycles. Pablo Sandoval, Fred Lewis, Randy Wynn, Jeff Kent, Robbie Thompson, Chris Spire, Candy Maldonado.
No Willie Mays.
No Willie Mays. Leonard, Kingman, and Hart.
Well, Dahl is guarding Triple's alley.
Well, if he finds a gap, I know one thing.
You gotta go. Keep going.
You got to keep going.
Absolutely. One ball and 1 strike. Pablo Sandoval is on deck. Two and two.
Late on a high fastball.
If the Giants face Verlander in Houston, doesn't Sandoval have to start that game?
You made me think.
I think so. And Crawford out swinging. The last cycle is owned by Pablo Sandoval. And that was the home run. Here's the double. And here's the triple. That was so long ago, Arenado wasn't even playing third. Sandoval takes a strike. First at bat for Sandoval, hitting .270. 0-2.
That's one of those swings about halfway into it, you're trying to stop from doing it. And it just doesn't work.
And he got him. Pounders came in, he struck out 6. He did give up the home run to Crawford. 9-4. Hour-long pregame live at noon, and we'll have a game for you right at 1 o'clock. Giants and Rockies wrap up this 4-game series, also streaming live on the NBC Sports app. Noel Cuevas is pinch hitting, facing Tony Watson, and Watson starts him off for the strike.
Take a look at the year that Watson's been having. It's been fantastic. 2.37 ERA. He has been the model of consistency.
Pokes this one right at Crawford. Cuevas is out. Here's Valleca. Valleca facing Pierce Johnson, struck out in the 7th. There's a call strike. Nope. I beg your pardon. A ball.
It just looked like a strike.
It did. Swinging a foul.
All right, watch what this little guy did. Miguel Gomez flips him a ball, and he saw another little guy behind him, and he walked over and he said, "Hey, talk about lucky day. That's how you make a friend."
Probably that little guy that gave the ball away probably got one earlier, right?
He did. It's better to give than receive.
Good job. And that is going to be a soft line drive to Tomlinson. For a while there, it looked like those two were going to be base hits, but just not enough on them. And that'll bring up Charlie Blackmon.
Who hits every inning?
Yep, you're right. He's got a couple of hits. And Watson starts him off with a called strike. Stratton, Smith, Johnson, Dyson, Watson. Out of play, 0-2. We saw Hughes the other day. Was he with the Reds?
Yes.
And how great he was.
Jared Hughes.
And Watson and Hughes were together with the Pirates. Up the middle. Crawford has it. And that's the ball game. An important win for the Giants after they dropped the first two in this series. And the Giants hung in there. Chris Stratton didn't have his best stuff, but he's going to get the win.
Well, the Giants offensively, I mean, they scored in, what, 6 of the innings. And that's what you have to do. When you play this Rockies team, you got to add on. And this is a Giants offense that is capable of doing that and has become one of their strengths. And 17 hits, 9 runs. And you were talking about this is the first game of this next 10 is a real nasty stretch for the Giants, and this is a big, big win for this club.
Stratton gets the win. John Gray will take the loss, and the Giants will win this one by a final of 9-4. Thanks for joining us. Stay tuned for Giants postgame live presented by Toyota, and that starts right now.